So prior to, for me, Rachel, like the last step I had to do was the fingerprinting, but I needed kind of direction as to where to go for that. And she quit while I was trying to get a hold of her, so there was probably like 10 days where I didn't hear anything. You know, so that pushed me back
Bad
for
timing.
sure. Yeah,
Yes,
right,
yes.
right, really bad timing, because I had everything else done. And then you got the fingerprinting, you don't get the results for a week, so, yeah.
What's your name?
Jake.
Oh, I remember.
I think for me, I remember that being told that, like, okay, we want you to start after the first of the year. I was like, perfect, can do. And I don't think I started until like mid to late January. I don't. Does anyone remember why?
January 15th, I think.
There was
AmeriCorps has to start at a certain time,
Okay. Yeah, I
so we
was.
had to figure that out, and then the Rachel and the HR stuff took longer than anticipated.
Yeah.
So Rachel's the AmeriCorps with the two of you,
She
right?
was.
Right.
Mhm.
So, because Sean and Jake are the AmeriCorps, right?
No.
Oh, no, sorry.
Right.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah,
Well,
my
Rachel
bad.
took
Spark.
care of everybody.
Right. Okay. Right.
Hiring, she also took care of the AmeriCorps.
Yeah, I just remember saying like, oh, okay, next week. Okay, I can do that. I can do next week, and then another week passed. I was like, okay, next week again. I'm like, all right, that's how it's gonna be. And
But like,
then-
well, like, and back on that, like, it took so long and it was so frustrating that I was told, like, we need this and we need this now, and then we're putting stuff off a week, like,
Hurry up and wait.
yeah, hurry up and wait, yeah.
Or
It's
like,
so, it's hard,
Yeah, I think
you
that's
know.
circumstantial.
Right, our
So like
program
this-
is dependent on HR.
Yeah.
We have to wait for I can't have
Yeah,
you come
yeah.
in until that's,
A lot of the
Done,
program
so-
is dependent as not just like HR regulations, but
Oh, federal,
AmeriCorps
yeah.
is a heavily regulated
Mhm.
federal grant, and so there are rules that we need to abide by for that grant. And one of the rules is that people have to start in cohorts. And so although Tyler may have finished his stuff well in advance because Tyler's like on it, maybe somebody else was taking a long time to get, and so that can delay an entire group.
What would it have helped the process knowing that you hurried up and then you had to wait if you would have received a weekly email with an update that said, we haven't forgot about you, we're just waiting to get this paper back from AmeriCorps? I mean, how would you, with guessing, how do you think that would have helped?
that would have been helpful. A generalized timeline, because like, I don't know, one of the things for me was the orientation session that was Rachel's last day. I'm pretty sure we got an email like early in a week, like, hey, there's one session at 3 o'clock this Friday and one at 3 o'clock next Friday. Which one can you make? And it's like, oh, okay. I guess we have another orientation that we have to do at one of these two. Like, I was working one of the days I couldn't, so just maybe initially a timeline of like, here's the period for us to like do background checks and that stuff. There will be an orientation somewhere in these 2 weeks, like just a better sense, because it felt like stuff sort of came out of the blue and needed to be immediate.
Well, like, and
And
maybe
it
just,
wasn't.
sorry.
No,
And maybe just finding a way to like start this process earlier, I think would help, to like maybe alleviate some of the rushed time constraints to finish paperwork and background checks and fingerprinting. And then by that way, we can get in the schools right away and do the work that is the most important here.
The timing of the Christmas break, too,
Yeah,
right
that's
before
hard.
that is
Like
always
it
hard. We're
is.
not at school and we can't have you start before the Christmas break, so that was quite a bit too. But good to know. Thank you for all of your honesty.
And, you know, that being said, I'm just curious if it would have, if some of this legwork could have been done during Christmas break, because so many college kids go home, or wherever, show of hands, how many of you would have been available to come and get some of this stuff done over Christmas
I
break?
think I did most of
So
it.
it might be
Yeah.
worth, it
Right,
might be
looking
worth,
into for next time.
yeah, starting that much earlier.
Yeah, that's why I think the timing of having the orientation, which is always the week before Thanksgiving, giving them the information, because I tell everyone, I say, the first thing, the number one thing you need to do, put it on your sheet, is TB and criminal background, because that will hold you. And again, I get the update from Corby, who's our internal person. So once I know they've been cleared, they can then go into the field and do that. So that's what's usually done over the break. We usually don't have people start right after the new year, but I was under the understanding that it was different with this program, that they start right away. So I
We
was
would
like,
have loved
okay,
to.
great.
Yes. We would have
So,
loved them.
so I knew that I was comfortable. Okay, you're delayed, no worries. I'm going to see you all. But as the others got through, and then they actually could start the week of Dr. King, which again we have never had that before. Usually they start February, first week of February. So they really had an extra like week and a half to really already be in their field placements. So by the time I saw them on the first night of class Thursday night, I was surprised to hear that there were some delays with the Spark people, or Spark or AmeriCorps people. So I was really surprised at that.
Yeah, that email
So-
gave me a heart attack.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
because again
Yes.
in the past ours had never been in that early anyway. So I was like, oh well, since if they're going to be early, I'm going to expect all of them to be in that week of Dr. King week. So, and I think that works out really well. I think that's great because, again, the sooner they're acclimated, the better it's going to be for sure.
Yes.
So,
And we would like them to
Yeah,
start as soon
absolutely.
as possible too, because we come back from break and
Sure.
we have students and, little fine tuning we're gonna need to work
Absolutely.
on for the
Yeah.
next group.
great. So essentially that was prior to. So how about during the field placement now? So then once you've been in, how have you been pretty much kind of kept up to loop? Is that applicable or not? Again, I don't know. So
Kept in the loop about what?
just about anything that's going on.
Oh, yeah, I mean, Alice is I can't
Yeah.
speak enough praise about our program advisor, Alice, over at Rogers. She's wonderful. She's always making sure we're on top of things. She's always looking out for us, always making sure that we're in the loop on stuff that we need to do, and she's very flexible with stuff. And yeah, I can't say her praise more highly. So
So there's a person at Rogers who kind of handles that.
yes,
Yeah.
Is there someone
Person
similar?
at
Yeah,
Sherman,
Okay,
Someone-
great.
called a
She's
program
great.
manager.
Okay, great. So that's been hunky dory.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
Stephanie's been
Oh.
amazing, so.
Great, wonderful. It's good to hear. Good.